Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Isaiah Mitchell, and we're going to go ahead and get started for the Development Committee. Um, let's go ahead and we don't have very many people here today, so I'll just or I guess I can introduce myself first, and I'll just we got a little bit of time for introductions, so if you want to share what led you to OCAC and something maybe you want to get out of today's meeting or whatever else. But I'm Isaiah Mitchell, personal lived experience, and been uh, co-chairing this meeting. And yeah, I'm coming from Portland, he, him pronouns, and glad to be here today. Um, Debbie, would you like to go?
Yeah, can you all hear me?
Slightly.
Oh, okay. I have a hard time with my connection often. Is that any better? How about now?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm Debbie, person with lived experience and raise children with lived experience and support families with lived experience. And what I hope to get is continued direction as to where I fit within OCAC.
Sweet, thank you. Glad you're here. Luke, would you like to go?
Okay, sure, yeah. Hi, Isaiah. Hi, everybody. This is Luke Walters, also known as Luke A. Shooting Star here in Salem. I've been involved with OCAC for 10 years, and I'm a peer support specialist, twice trained, and a peer wellness specialist. I've been trained in hearing voices network facilitation too. I've lived experience in houselessness and substance use and systems trauma and shame resilience and trying to be a parent of a new child in a very difficult clinical corrections system during COVID. I don't know if anybody else has that lived experience, but I sure would like to find them. I'm here today hoping that we can get some progress and some clarity on some things regarding the membership application, in particular what it means to record a video or make a comic book for an application, because we're trying to do an expedited process, and I'm wondering, like, well, what's that mean? Okay, so can I pass it to Thad next?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, this is Thad Zimlak, here in Salem, use he, him pronouns. I'm an OCAC, just wanting to help out and make a difference here in Oregon.
Yay.
Thank you, Thad.
Yeah, glad you're here, Thad.
Walter, you want to go?
Oh, no, yeah, sure. Hi, y'all. Walter Bailey, Office of Recovery and Resilience, Equity and Inclusion Liaison. Centrally located here in Portland. I am a peer through and through. What they say, once a peer, always a peer, a person with lived and living experience in long-term recovery. What I want to gain out of being here is I like to observe. I like to listen. One of the things that's been really intriguing and interesting for me during my 3.5+ years here of working with OCAC, there's so many brilliant minds, and I just want to continue to observe, but also realize how can I elevate these voices of OCAC, of lived experiences, and the gifts that folks have. And I think, it's just a process, but I also look at how people can be successful, never giving up or never giving in, but to realize what is the purpose. So that's what I am striving for. What is my purpose? And my purpose today is listening and support. Hi, Marquita. You're up.
Marquita, we are introducing ourselves. We can't hear you. We are talking.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Marquita Corley. Hi, Hi, sorry my screen was off. Is that it? Is that all I'm supposed to share? Is my name? Sorry I'm late.
We were just sharing like what brought us to OCAC, or not necessarily what brought us, but what our involvement with OCAC is. But your name's good though, if that's what you want to share.
Actually, Oregon Health Authority brought me to, and God brought me to OCAC once I got here. Well, I always wanted to advocate on a higher level. I just didn't know that it was OCAC that would help me do that. Um, and that's my passion, is to advocate for individuals who don't know that they have the power within themselves and haven't found that yet, or just would rather not, you know. Thank you.
Thanks. Isra.
Thank you, Isaiah. Isra Al-Hayani, she, her, hers. I'm located here in North West Portland in Bethany area. The weather is beautiful outside, and I am always happy to support this council work. I am learning a lot from all of you and how you are doing amazing work supporting, elevating the voice of our communities. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Isaiah. Back to you.
Okay, so we got time for public comment. I think we have maybe one person, member of the public here.
Yeah, Luke, can you please put the full name for your guest in the chat? I want to add their name to the agenda as a public attendee.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass the phone to Thad for that. Thad is a nickname for his fuller name. Here, hold on.
Thank you.
Thad, or Thaddeus, Thaddeus, Dimlak, Diemlak.
Did you get it, Isra?
So it's Thaddeus, and the last name is Mack.
Ziemlak.
Zei. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Did you want to say anything, Thad?
No, I'm good. I'm good for right now. Thank you, though.
Okay.
You want me to share the previous meeting minutes now, Isaiah?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm sorry, I have internet connection. Sorry, internet connection, everything's a freeze and I can't share anything today.
Do you want me to try it?
Yes, please, if you can, yeah.
So, Luke, you were here, last meeting. Marquita was here too. Um, I'll go ahead and read out the minutes. They're not too long, so, can people hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The meeting began with introductions from attendees, including co-chairs, committee members, and administrative support. The previous meeting minutes were reviewed and a motion was made and approved to accept the minutes as written. The key topics discussed include dedicating 2 seats on the council for Oregon State Hospital residents. A discussion took place regarding the motion passed in the previous meeting to dedicate 2 seats on the council for Oregon State Hospital residents through an expedited process by December 31st. Participate or December 31st, 2024. Concerns were raised about ensuring residents' ability to fully participate and potential challenges in collaborating with the hospital board or hospital administration. Suggestions were made to reach out to the hospital advisory board, involve the peer support department at the hospital, and potentially increase the number of dedicated seats to 3, representing different counties. Condensing and revising the council membership application outreach efforts to peer-run organizations in collaboration with the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Committee. Decisions were made to send the revised application to DEIB Committee for review and reach out to Hospital Advisory Board to facilitate a communication with Oregon State Hospital regarding uh, regarding the dedicated seats. Action items were identified related to finalizing the application process, providing documentation for the dedicated seats, and exploring the possibility of making diversity questions required on the application. So that's basically talking about what happened during the meeting, and then there's action items. The action items, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 5 action items. Finalized, number 1 is finalize the council membership application process, including incorporating feedback from DEIB committee and potentially making diversity questions required with an option not to answer. 2 is provide documentation such as the motion form and meeting minutes to the peer support department at the Oregon State Hospital regarding the dedicated seats for hospital residents. And the third bullet point is explore the possibility of making diversity questions in the application required, but with the option not to answer to ensure adequate representation. The fourth bullet point is reach out to hospital advisory board to facilitate communication and collaboration with the Oregon State Hospital regarding the dedicated seats for hospital residents. And the fifth bullet point is create a comprehensive list of peer-run organizations to engage for potential council membership. And that's pretty much it.
I move that we accept these minutes as written.
I second it.
Thank you, Marquita.
Thank you, Isaiah, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Was there any discussion or anything? I didn't hear any corrections. It sounded good to me.
Mhm.
I got seconded by Marquita.
Vote?
Did you want to have a discussion?
No, he said he didn't hear any discussion.
Oh, okay, I got it.
mention, So, yeah. It's look like Marquita vote yes, and Isaiah and Luke. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Minutes passed.
Can I say briefly that I didn't reach out to the hospital advisory board. I don't think anybody did, but we did reach out to the peer recovery services department. There's other action items we can report on if we choose. Of course. some point today. Isaiah, that's up to you.
Um, what was the ask again? You were saying that
Reports on action items.
okay.
Yeah, I just reported on one, but there's other ones too.
Yeah, actually, Luke, connect with the peer recovery service department in the hospitals and see request a written document about the motion to dedicate 2 seats from the hospital in the OCAC, and we provide her, me and Luke, with all information, just for your information, Isaiah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the agenda, there's about there's the third item is news on hospital seats. If there's anything we want to add, maybe think about it. I know that was in the I think the action items. But it sounds like you.
I do want to say something about that. Marquita had a good idea to move that we add one more seat, and that's something that we can do pretty easily, I think. And someone just needs to make a motion on the floor at the general council meeting, and people need to vote on it in order for it to pass or be addressed. But it's an easy fix. You know, we've already gotten the heavy lifting out of the way. Just making that motion and possibly approving it is the easy part. I think it'd be really helpful to have 3 seats dedicated to the hospital for the diversity piece. And again, BRO's statewide council of 15 people does have 3 seats currently occupied by hospital residents. I mentioned that before. Thanks. That's all. I am a little bit concerned about the expedited process, so we didn't get to vote at the last full council meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. On the application revision.
So the next one, or it's actually was the first one, but application and DEIB assessment. So Marquita, I think you're kind of our go-to in this meeting about if anything's happened with the application and the diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging committee.
Well, we're just wrapping up our equity statement for OCAC. The next steps will be in the next meeting to move, set a motion and then vote to send it to full council so that everyone can vote on it for it to be our equity statement. Then after and within that meeting, we'll start going over equity lens, starting that process. So once we get the equity lens actually created, and not just created, but we also understand how to properly use it. You know what I mean? Because it's something I've never done. I think a lot of people here haven't done either. So it's not going to be a quick process. So I'm actually connecting with an organization tomorrow to have a meeting just to kind of see if they possibly can come in and support us with that. So it's not a drawn out process because we also have to go over the bylaws with it. Yeah. So that's where we are at with the process. So I don't know when it'll be, if that answers your question.
So it sounds like that in order to do things like review applications and other things, there needs to be an equity lens that's active. that's been voted on. Am I getting that kind of right?
Yeah, we'll have to most definitely, we'll most definitely have to learn about it, create it, most definitely make sure we understand it. And then vote on it in a DEIB subcommittee to get sent um to the full council, and then vote on it again to have it um approved to be used through OCAC.
That group is happening this Friday, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna try to make that one.
Okay. And the equity statement came out really good, might I add. To me, after reading it, Rhea added in some pieces she thought it needed and some things, some comments that people wanted to see in it. So she went through and she added everything. She, changed some language for sure. And just kind of created a flow within it as well. When I read it, honestly, I cried. It was really beautiful. And just the way it came out, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like way better than I thought it would be. And so it came out really good. So I think it's done, honestly. I'm like, let's move to the next step. Let's approve this and move forward. So yeah. If you could
Yeah, I
come,
love.
you should come.
I love it too.
Yeah, yeah, I know that's been a thing. The application going to uh, the DIB committee. Um, People have been pushing for that for a while, so hopefully, hopefully that gets voted on soon. Um, Sounds like a lot of good work though. Uh, the next thing, we don't have Drake here.
Isaiah, excuse me.
What?
I just want to share with all of you that I am working on a Survey Monkey and almost I'm going to finish all the application items, convert to Survey Monkey. I just need to check with Heather because she said before she have good experience to deal with application like OCAC one. When we convert it to a Survey Monkey, she have a good experience how to use this and how we can gather the response. So I am, after I finish it, I'm gonna share it with you, Isaiah, and with the chair and two vice co-chair and Heather, because Heather, she's already a co-vice chair, and check with her if she have time so we can meet and finish all the stuff related to the application before I leave in December 1st. So hope next meeting in December, you will have all the materials, the application, everything's ready for you. So then you will discuss with the your committee how to distribute this link for the application. Is it just uploaded to the webpage or send it via email or whatever you're gonna decide in the meeting?
Luke, you got your hand up?
Yeah, I'm wondering about this because you're going to be doing that, Isra, before the DEIB committee's equity lens is ready. And when it does scrutinize the application, I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of changes, but something probably will be changed. So this work that you're putting in before the fact, before the process is ready, is probably going to be helpful. But I want to point out that the equity lens is probably going to take quite some time to get completed, so an expedited process to get members from Oregon State Hospital to join the council. What does that look like? And we don't even have like the application as it is right now voted on. So what I would like to do, if we have the ability today, I'd like for the development committee just to look at the pieces that I added into this draft, final draft, a rough final draft of the application, and just look at those elements that address diversity at least. Because if we can get a workable application completed before the end of the year, we could get some people on the council. But if we're going to wait for the equity lands or something like that, then we're going to have to push the process out, or I'm just going to sunset and we're not going to have somebody from the hospital, you know. So this is a good time to ask, like, what does it mean to have the ability to draw a comic book to apply, or like, you know, make a video of oneself, and can that be submitted in lieu of instead of a completed and approved application at this point? But if we're going to accept a comic book or a video, which hospital residents can't make, of course, they can't make videos. We don't have smartphones. Would that alternate format of an application have to address all the steps in the written application? And how would somebody do that? You know. So just wanted to ask some pretty big questions, I guess, and get through this.
Thank you, Luke. Did you want to respond to that, Isra?
I can try share the application, the final draft I received from Luke. And if you want to, all of you just
Yeah, I'll just point out the portion. Yeah, I'll point out the portions when you get it. It was attached to the last full council meeting attachments.
Yeah, I received it in October 9th. Let me
Well,
try to share it.
we have a whole agenda item that's not going to probably be covered because Drake's not here. So we probably have time.
I hope you can see it now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Thanks God.
Okay.
No.
Isra, can you fast forward to about 2/3 of the way through, or like half through? It goes through the first like block of big questions, and then it asks, are you willing to attend a certain amount of meetings every year? And then it also asks this big question, which is a new addition.
This one. Do you commit to attend at least 5 full council meetings? Yeah.
Yeah. So the next one is about diversity. Are you willing to grow in new ways to accept diversity and be accommodating of other people? And that's a really important question, I think. And I think that that could, once we do accept this application to go to the DEIB, I think the DEIB committee could look at that and look at the demographics questions, and then the last part, if everybody can look at that question and just see that it says, do you agree, yes or no, to commit to diversity and accepting different cultures and viewpoints and lived experience? I think that's a really good way of addressing this piece. And then the demographics area is after that.
Sorry, Luke, I can see this question. Let me check again.
Yeah, we're not seeing that question after the commit to 5 full council meetings.
So there is yes and no for commit to attend. And then after that, just sign your application and then demographic questions.
What about before that question?
Okay, let's check. I'm going to check.
Before the commitment to attend meetings?
Yeah, maybe it's before. Let me see. So there is, the OCAC is meant to represent Oregon entire community of people with lived experience. So are you willing to participate, accept and learn and to grow? Is this one?
That's the one, yeah, that's the one.
Okay,
That's-
yeah, it's there, yeah, okay.
Okay. So the DEIB committee can look at that and decide whether that's sufficient to go forward in the meantime until we have the equity lens. And then the demographic questions are also really helpful. And there's not as much complexity to it as what Nick had in there, but I think there's sufficient complexity in there for people to enter their, sub-ethnic groups.
Yeah,
In the area, and I think that's really helpful. But it doesn't take as much space. I went from 14 pages to 8 pages.
yeah,
that's really,
thank you. You did a great job, Luke.
Thank you. It took a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then the last area, if you fast forward all the way down to the bottom, it goes through the rubric, the abbreviated rubric, which is more concise and just. And then it has that question at the end for the scorers, the reviewers, to rate how much this person's going to contribute to the diversity of the council, and that is relative to the current membership of the council. So if there's a lot of people of one, lived experience or geographic area or ethnicity, then if that person represents that one, it wouldn't contribute to. But if a different, situation and there's not a lot of representation, then that person would be scored high, So I just abbreviated, simplified some ways that Nick put forth and just improved upon them.
Mhm.
So somebody could put in a motion that the DEIB committee could look at, the application that I've come up with and decide whether it's sufficient for now so we can go forward.
Yeah, Marquita, I see your hand.
Thank you. Good job, Luke. What I will say to the DEI question that's on there, I think it would be very important to first add the question of, do you know what DEI is? Because I have to confess that I went many years not knowing what it actually was and understood it. And so I think it would be good to add that in there. Ask them, are you familiar with DEI? Yes or no? If yes, please share a little bit. And then that should be probably the follow-up question of like, if you're not familiar with it, how can you ask somebody to commit to something they don't understand?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I think we
Brilliant.
need I think we would need some follow-up questions of like, well, if you don't understand, are you willing to meet with someone that maybe can, can you agree to be open to learning about it? You know what I mean? I think we have to be mindful of that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Marquita.
Mm-hmm.
I can commit to adding a draft of that before the strategy and planning meeting.
Thank you, Luke. We appreciate your hard work.
I can commit to adding that before the DEIB committee meeting on Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
And just for your information, everyone, I'll be out this coming Friday, the 8th. So any materials, please look, if you add this topic or this question, please send the updated application to me and to Walter. Walter gonna take care of the DEIB meeting when I'm out.
Okay.
Thank
Great. We'll do. Yay! Feels good to have some progress. Traction.
Good work, Luke. We appreciate you.
It's a labor of love. We're doing it together. Thanks.
The application looks really good. It looks less intimidating.
Yep. Great job, Luke. Hey, y'all, I'm going to jump
Wow.
out of here. Just wanted to tell you guys, continue on the path. I love seeing this collaboration. Keep going. I'll talk to you
Thank
guys
you,
soon.
Walter.
Thank you,
Have a good
Walter.
one.
Have a good rest of your
Thank you,
day.
Walter.
Rock on, coach.
So yeah, so we were gonna have Drake on here talking about the 7-member committee, but he's not here, so we already talked about news on hospital seats. We can either add a little more to that, but in a little while, if anybody has anything that's like new that maybe we think needs to be addressed as a member of the council, I have something that I can bring to this meeting um, about attendance, but yeah, I guess I can go ahead and start with if nobody has anything. Um, so uh, we have like several seats that could potentially uh, just seats that people aren't really active on the council. Um, and I I want to propose to maybe I haven't recently seen an attendance sheet, but I'm guessing it might be still the same, to where we put a plan in action to where we can basically reach out to people. And I think this has been done prior to now, and I don't know if the bylaws have changed, but where we reach out to people and basically if they don't want to attend, or if they maybe say, hey, I'm not trying to be involved with OCAC, we can open those spots for for new people. Because still we have a significant amount of the council that's not really engaging or active with the rest of the council. So another thing, even if we didn't fill those seats immediately, it would lower the quorum because we only have so many people engaging. So when we go to vote on something, we uh, we need a large quorum where we don't have very many people participating. So it kind of throws a loop on that as well. So any thoughts? I see both Luke and Marquita have their hand up.
Go ahead, Luke. I'll go up next.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's a great point. My question is, I don't mind calling. I don't mind reaching out to people and checking in with them just to kind of see where they're at. Yeah, I think that I think it's a great point because we've been struggling to vote on things. I think that's a valid reason to. My question is, if we don't get in contact with these individuals, for them to just kind of tap out, what would the next steps be? Because we can't vote people off. It would have to be I think a director designee thing.
Can I say something to that, Marquita?
Mhm.
So I think maybe people try to change the bylaws around this. And if that, in fact, if there was any changes, then maybe the rules are different, and basically people, we don't need as much caution as regards to opening seats if they just haven't shown up for 6+ meetings or whatever. But I don't know if that's happened. I guess we could maybe bring it up, in full council, which, I don't know if we need to vote on bringing that up, but, Luke, you had your hand up?
Yeah, until we had the bylaws, we were progressing with our procedures in this area, and then I think the disruption that created a lack of continuity with our practices was when I was put back in the hospital here, and my role as a champion of the development committee expired. So the process that we had in place before that were not continuing, and they were a responsible upkeeping of the membership. And when people didn't show up for 3 consecutive meetings, and the mentors reached out to them and just didn't get any response, or was the indication was that they can't commit to being council members, they were removed. Yeah, and that's what happened. And then at some point, we just stopped doing that. And then somebody said, "Oh well, we need to get into the bylaws." And so now we're at the point where we're able to resume that. But I've been very frustrated that people who have not been showing up, ever, were continued to occupy seats and not be present. So I was very frustrating. I don't know why it had to be so officiated, because it was not previously, before I was so abruptly removed from the chessboard, as I like to call it. It shouldn't be so difficult, really.
So maybe a proposal could be to, bring this up at full council.
About the
I
steps, yeah.
second it.
What's that,
Yeah,
Luke?
thank you. About the official steps that we accept, which were in place before, yeah. Okay, thank you. I'm in favor.
Me too.
We have a lot of motions, though, to address at the next council meetings. So I hope that somebody's keeping this.
So that
I'm
sounds
doing my
good,
best.
Israel.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Israel, you had your hand up. Sorry.
Yes, thank you, Isaiah. I'm gonna share with you and all OCAC member again this document. I have an Excel sheet about the appointment date for each council member, and the first appointment, second appointment, and the third reappointment. And when is the sunsetting gonna happen for each one. And actually, we have several council member, they didn't show up for a long time. And then you can, Isaiah, move from there to assign someone from your committee, or you can do that. Send an email, check on them and see if they are resigned, and ask them to send us a written resign, because we tried this with Fawn before. She said that, I think, verbally to either Molly or Caroline Rose, I don't remember, but she didn't send a written resign. But I received lately a written resign from Michelle Credit. And now we have Carol and Michelle send their written resign. So these 2 seats available as soon as possible.
And that could be email as well?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want, I can send you the email, the letter they sent to me and Molly.
Okay.
So we need someone to follow up with all those members. Jessie Haley, we didn't see her since Apocalypse last year. She didn't attend any meetings. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I can commit to maybe not everybody, but as many as I can do.
Okay.
if I just get like a contact list and
Okay.
um, maybe,
I'll just update this document I have in Excel sheet, and then I'll send it to you.
okay. Do we need to vote on doing that, or that I have that as a task, or?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
I-
either. This is part of
Yes.
the dev committee
Also-
work. Yeah.
Okay.
Any responsibility. I
Yes.
suggest reaching out to JD also, because they're aware of who in the mentor team is able to help you.
Oh, so by reaching out to JD, potentially JD will help me maybe figure out somebody else that's maybe better communicating with the person. Is that what you're saying, Luke?
What the mentors team is for.
Okay. Yeah. If you have anything on that, Israel, or Luke.
Okay, I'm gonna CC JD too in that email.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks, Luke.
Yeah, I
Marquita?
do have one more thing to mention before I go, when we have a moment.
Okay. We'll try to get to you real soon, Luke. Just Marquita had her hand up, so. Marquita?
Where does that leave our quorum now?
With the
That we
two
have
that are
two-
gone?
Yeah.
Do you know, Israel?
Sorry, what's that about quorum?
Where with the two people gone, where is our quorum at? Is what Marquita was asking.
For this committee?
For
No, for pool.
just the council.
Oh, I can't answer this question. Maybe we
Okay.
can address this in the full council and check with Drake if he's available. Maybe he can answer that one. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I know about quorum is that quorum is not a percentage of the entire council seats. It's a percentage of the current membership.
I
So
think
if we
that's
only have
correct.
members, the percentage of 15 members, not 25 members.
Mhm.
Luke, did you want to say
Yeah,
something real quick?
About the 7-member membership selection committee. Jake and I were going to touch base about that, because I do have a list already of organizations to reach out to. I just have a lot going on right now. I'm having trouble keeping up with everything. But yeah, he's interested in getting that going, and that's part of the outreach team. So we do have some contacts. It's just tough to do it all. So we need to coordinate together. And Drake has kind of been doing parallel processes without uniting them together. So I'm hoping to get together and get on the same page very soon. I'm glad that he's interested in this. He could use his energy and passion, and other people too. I know you're interested in this too, Marquita. Thanks. Outreach. That's it. I'm gonna have to go down to the mall for the afternoon. So thanks for everybody. Good
All
work
right, thanks,
today.
Luke.
All right, we'll see you.
Hey, Luke,
Yeah.
I think we don't have any public now. So Marquita, Isaiah, if you don't have anything else to discuss, I'll give you 5 minutes back.
Sounds like a plan with me, Israel.
Okay, perfect.
I appreciate you
Cool.
both.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Marquita. Thanks,
All
Israel.
right, thank you, Isaiah. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.
You want